Ciao, everybody. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. This is a special edition live show. My name is Julian Gennady. Today is Sunday, July 10th, 2022. And I say it's a special edition of the live show because we are here to announce Andrea Cambiaso will be joining Juventus in the upcoming season. Well, for what we know right now. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But in the show, I will be going over some of the graphics that I used in the coaches corner that I already made. I'll be going over how it affects Luca Pellegrini's position in the team, and we'll go on from there. We will be going over if anything breaks, any news breaks during this time while I'm live, we will transition to that as well. But for right now, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos, including the soon-to-be released Coach's Corner on Cambiaso. So, hello, I see some members already. Misak, Daddy Davide, Andrew Finnan, Sonny, I see them already in, and I see Marcus Janssen. How's it going? A lot of hype around Cambiaso. I'll do my best to sell him to everybody else who's not sold on him yet. I have some opinions, obviously. It is me. I'm not that negative, but recently I haven't been negative. 2 months ago, I was pretty pessimistic, but right now I'm in a good mood. So let's start off with the news, why we're live today. It's from Nico Schira, and he's saying, and he is the best of the best when it comes to transfer news, especially this window at recent times. He says, done deal and confirmed Andrea Cambiaso to Juventus from Genoa on a permanent deal, contract until 2026. 1 million a year. So he basically signed a 4-year deal worth 4 million euros. Very economically friendly. It's a 4-year deal, like I just said, and it's a permanent deal as it stands. We don't know if he's going to be sent out on loan because a lot has to do with what Juventus does with Luca Pellegrini, and in the event that the Lord and Savior puts down on us, Alexandro is sold. If that happens, then Cambiaso is definitely staying. If Luca Pellegrini is sold, then he's definitely staying. But as of right now, we're going to have 3 left backs in the club. And if you count DeShilio as well and Danilo, we're going to have a lot of fullbacks in the club. So we'll see what happens there. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Anas. Justin's putting some of the emojis in. Hanin says hello. Misak says ciao. How's it going, everybody? Sunday afternoon for me. I don't know where everybody else is in the world. Sunday evening, so have a good Sunday evening. So let's get into it. That's the deal. Very cheap, very economically friendly. As it stands, we have to wait on Radu Dragusen's, stamp of approval, because we have to wait for Dragusen if he says yes to going to Genoa, or else we're going to be paying 7 million euros to Genoa. And if Dragusen goes to Genoa, then we only pay 4.5. So, it is what it is. Also, in the comments or in the chat, let me know your opinion. Would you rather see Pellegrini leave? Or what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Pellegrini's going to leave? Do you think Sandro's going to leave? Or do you think Cambiaso is going to leave on loan? Let me know what you guys think is going to happen. Okay, so there's the news. I do have some graphics that spilled over from the Coach's Corner that I just left because I think they're important to show in the live now, especially because it's a Here We Go live. So here we go. That's the stats last year. If you can see on the right-hand side of your screens, appearances 26, yellow cards 3, second yellows 1, so that equals a red. Goals 1, assists 4. He started 55% of the matches for Genoa. He played in 52% of the minutes in total, and he contributed 19% of the goals. So goals and assists. So obviously Genoa did not do too well in goals because he only contributed 5, and 19% is quite high. Rafael Franco saying, when is the announcement? Most likely tomorrow. It all depends on what Dragusen does. Once Dragusen says yes or no, then they can get the finalized bureaucratic details. They can get the money down, what their Juventus is actually going to pay. And then, as you know, Juventus like an announcement. So it'll probably be midweek, end of the week, when he's officially announced. But we do know he is coming. So Davide is saying Cambiaso alone this year, no renewal on Sandro next year, bring in Udogi with Cambiaso as backup. So what Dog Daddy is saying essentially is Pellegrini will also leave in this scenario, and next year, once Udogi's brought in, according to him, we'll have Cambiaso and Udogi as our left backs. Anas is saying, I think it depends on the Luka and Alex situation. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm pretty certain Alexandro's staying. Off of Anas's comment, I think it's all down to what Pellegrini does. If Pellegrini leaves, I think Cambiaso stays, which is fine, because you need two left backs, obviously, and then De Sciglio is your third makeshift left back. Danilo could be that guy. Maybe Kostic. Maybe we get Kostic in. Liam says hello. What's up, Liam? Claudius Willie saying Milan all the way. Okay. Rafaelo Franco saying, when is Pogba going to be official? I mean, like the number and stuff. It's tomorrow. Romeo Agresti tweeted out saying the Pogba announcement will probably be at the beginning of the week. Tomorrow seems like the day. And he will be number 10. Justin's asking, how do I explain this purchase? Is this an improvement at all over what we have? Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into what Cambiaso could bring to the club right now. Again, Coach's Corner is going to explain a lot of it, but I'll do an in-depth thing right now. So we see the player profile to your right. Now we're going to change it to what he can bring otherwise. His main position is a left back, as you see. He can also, surprising to me, he could also fill in a central midfield role. I doubt he's going to do that at Juventus. We have too many players there anyway. Unless he's somehow better than McKennie and Zakaria in the middle, he's not playing there. He's just not playing there. And then he could also play right back. So, what this screams out to me, what Andrea Cambiaso is, he is like a regeneration of Mattia De Sciglio. He can play both sides of fullback. He can deliver a decent cross, and he's just quintessential player on the squad. Can he get better? Yes, he's 22, so he can definitely get better. Will he get better with playing with better players? I sure hope so. It's not always the case, but I sure hope he can do that. It's just we need time. We need time to see how he fits in with everybody. If he's a Max Allegri guy, I'll show you in a bit, but his one-on-one defending is not great, especially in comparison to Pellegrini. So we'll have to see what transpires here. The one thing I do like about Cambiaso, and again, I'm kind of spoiling what I'm going to be saying a little bit later, but one thing I do like about Cambiaso is he likes to carry the ball forward, and he likes to be direct in the final third. That's good for a fullback, especially on a team that lacked. I'll put it in past tense because I have no idea how this team's going to play in the summer or in this next upcoming season. But a team that lacked creativity and lacked a good ball into the box, what I've watched from Cambiaso is he can spice it up a bit. I'll say spice it up a bit, and that's putting it nicely. So Dog Daddy's saying, I'm surprised Julian's mom let him lead the Sunday lunch table. Yeah. I also live on my own. So I was at my mom's yesterday and I ate dinner. So that's funny. Dan Barile wants him to stay. And we'll move on to the next one. Again, Alejandro's pissed that I'm showing some graphics from the Coach's Corner, but you know what? I gotta show something. This is the Cambiaso Live. Here we go. So we see on our right-hand screen again some stats. I know numbers bore a lot of people, but you got to nitpick some of these. The red is not good. Obviously, the red is not good. The green is good, but the red is showing that he lacks one-on-one defensive ability. And this is in comparison to all fullbacks in the top 5 leagues. So he's not very good at that, but he is good at the stuff he should be good at, like pressuring and keeping his shape, being in the right spot at the right time in terms of blocking shots, blocking crosses. Interceptions are not that great, but he's still in a decent area. And then he doesn't do too many errors. So the number at the bottom is 0.05 per 90 minutes, which is fine. There's still obviously errors that are coming out, but what do you expect? He's 22 years old, first year in Serie A. It is what it is. If you can eliminate those errors, you're already doing better than Alexandro. So, again, when we compare the left back area in our team, literally almost anything is better than Alexandro. So we got to see how Cambiaso does, how he fits in with the rest of the group, and let's see if he can keep up his directness and his drive into the final third. Because that's, again, modern football or modern fullbacks, they need to produce in the attack as well. Andrew Finnan saying, Julian, I left a comment on the daily. When will the podcast be returning? So Alejandro got a job recently, a new job, and we've been trying to figure out a proper schedule of when we can all be together in order to do one. Those will come back though, obviously. But for now, it's transfer season, and once we get a grips of what's going to happen, we'll get obviously back on the podcast. So stay tuned for those. Hello, Stephanie, one of our members. How's it going? Liam says, I hope Rovella stays. Okay, so you're just totally changing the subject. Let's talk about Cambiaso for a bit, guys. Let's talk about Cambiaso for a bit. We'll move on to the next picture I got here. So this is what I mean by defensive actions and one-on-one defending. So we see Cambiaso's, he gets beat almost once per game, and his tackling percent's at 47.2%. Not good. Better or worse than Udogi. He's miles better. Like this Sandro. Sandro's disgusting. He's horrible at defending one-on-one. But if you look at a comparison to Pellegrini, because I guess Pellegrini is our top-rated left back at the moment. Not that he's great, but his one-on-one defending is good. So. And don't tell me he fouls a lot, because he gets a lot of fouls, but so every other fullback does too. So one-on-one defending is an area that Cambiaso struggles in, but we'll see how he reacts and how he fits in with a better group of defenders in general. Hello, Elvin. Hello, Misak saying both-footed, can cut inside or be on the byline. Rod saying, hi, Julian. What is the deal of financials? So I'll let you know that. It's either 7 million clean, meaning no counterparts, or 4.5 plus Dragusin. It's all on Dragusin when he decides tomorrow whether or not he will be joining Genoa. So there you go. Like I said, one-on-one defending. Let's see how that fixes, if he can fix that issue with his game. Again, if he's beside De Ligt, he won't be beside De Ligt because De Ligt's leaving, or he's beside a guy like Koulibaly or next guy who comes in, whoever's replacing De Ligt, he'll be playing in a better defensive line than what he was at Genoa. Also, to point out, at Genoa they started the last season playing with 3 at the back. Playing 5 at the back. Let's call it what it is. They were playing 5 at the back with wingbacks, and he was one of those wingbacks. But when the coach got fired and that Blessin guy came in, and a little bit before the Blessin came in, they started playing with 4 at the back, and he predominantly played as a left back, some games as a right back. So again, he can play both, but I think he's coming in to play as a left back. Also, we got 22 likes. Let's get more in. I think last time we were live, Justin and I requested 60 likes during the live, and we'll get Koulibaly. Was that right? Was that the name? I think so. So let's get 60 on this one as well. If we can get 60 likes on this one, we're definitely getting Koulibaly again. We're doubling down. Rafaelo Franco saying, who is Hefty? So, okay, that's a good point. I should call out, again, this will all be reiterated on the Coach's Corner, but those names on the that are being compared with Cambiaso, Hefty joined Genoa in the January transfer window, so it's just a player on his team, a teammate's comparable. So I grabbed, obviously, Pellegrini as a Juventus player, Sandro as a Juventus player, Bellanova, who is a young fullback who went to Inter to compare with, Udogi, who's a guy that we also wanted, and obviously Hefty, a teammate. who looks like he's hefty in a tackle, but also gets dribble passed quite a bit. Dog Daddy Davide 61 likes and we get Big Z. If we get 60 likes during this live, I'm gonna cut it off there if that means 61 for Zaniolo. But that's just me. Liam saying Cambiaso is good, but not as a starter for Juve. He needs more experience in Serie A. First, Pellegrini is going, and Sandro, no words needed about him. But Pellegrini is going to Prem, I think. Yeah, again, we don't know what's going to happen with Pellegrini. He was at preseason camp already, or training camp. He was one of the first guys there, and he looked miserable from the pictures that I saw. So, again, we'll have to see. So now I'm going to show you, my pretty face is going to get off the screen, and I'm going to show you some in-game pictures. So, and funny enough, it's from one side and the other side. So once it's the first two pictures are going to be showing him, like I said, like I was promoting before, driving in the final third and producing a decent cross. And the first one's on the right side. The second pair are going to be from the left side. So let's take a look. Obviously, Cambiaso is the top right-hand side of your screen there. He's dribbling against two yellow players. I can't remember who. I think it was for Italy against Ukraine for some reason, but whatever. So he's top right-hand side of the screen. He's driving, and he's going to put in a decent cross at the byline, and number 5 is going to score. Right there, right in the middle of your screens there. See how Cambiaso gets to the touchline, and he does a looping cross. He doesn't whip it in. He stands it up at the back post, kinda, and the guy number 5 is going to score a header. So with these types of crosses, he allows players to get into the box and attack the ball. I don't mind these crosses. They don't necessarily always work depending on the teams you play against. But in this scenario, obviously it worked out well. Can he stand up crosses for Pogba, Vlahovic, Manuel Locatelli, these big boys in the box? Yeah, he can do that. Absolutely. So we're going to have to see we have to first find out if he's going to stay. But yeah, the types of crosses he puts in, he can put in any types of crosses, which is good. Low ones on the ground, whipped ones in swingers, out swingers. You take your pick. He's decent at crossing. There's my face again, and we're going to round 2 of the pictures. So here you are on the left-hand side. This is Serie A for Genoa here. He beats his man quite easily. Honestly, that's very, very bad defending from that player in particular, but he does beat his man quite easily. And then he stabs another one up at the back post where the player this time misses. But again, see how he elevates the ball past the sliding defender. Half the time when we play, Sandro blasts it into the defender's feet there, or even Pellegrini will do that. But Cambiaso has the ability to stab it up and beat the defender, the first defender at least, and get a decent cross in. So there you have it. Zero says, ciao everyone. Let's go back into the chat a bit. Liam saying a 10 million bid for Pellegrini is a good deal. I agree. As long as, if we make more money on Pellegrini, which we should, then the signing of Cambiaso, I see it as a win because I think Pellegrini's a highly replaceable player and it's just asset management at that point. You get more money for a player leaving than you are spending on a player that can do this probably the same job. I'll say probably. Haneen saying, I like that he can use both feet, makes him more unpredictable. I will spin that back to you and say, do you like that about DeCilio? Again, we have no idea how Cambiaso is going to work out. Is he going to be another DeCilio or is he going to be Spinazzola? Obviously, I don't think he's going to be Spinazzola, but you know what I mean. Sonny's saying his shooting is bad though. Well, good thing he's a left back and he's not going to have to shoot a lot. Liam is saying, and we will have Cambiaso and Sandro as left backs next season. Cambiaso will do good in Serie A matches, but in Champions League, no, and he doesn't want Sandro there. Yeah, I don't want Sandro to play, to be honest. Rafael Franco saying, if he leaves on loan, will there still be an announcement? Yeah, they have to. like they're a publicly traded company, Juventus. You have to say where your money's being spent, unless you mean like a video. That I have no idea. I have no idea if he's going to have a video, but there's definitely going to be a statement saying Juventus Football Club SPA have the registration rights of Andrea Cambiaso. Like they're going to have one of those statements that will announce the amount of money that we got or we paid. Sorry. And then Misak says, "Yeah, he's more of a provider than a threat himself." Yeah, absolutely. Can you learn how to finish? At this age, probably not. You are what you are when you're turning 22. If you can't shoot the ball at 22, well, how are you going to learn to shoot the ball at 23? You know what I mean? Tough techniques to pick up on. Then we'll move on to our final picture. Again, the coach's corner goes way more in depth. This is just a here we go right now. And the bottom of your screen there, or the bottom of this graphic in particular, says carries into the final third. He's in the 97th percentile. This is what I was trying to say to you before. He likes to drive and he likes to bomb on with the ball, and he's not scared to do it. Again, this is what we need in the modern day game. I know that our coach is Allegri, and I don't know if he's going to allow the fullbacks or this particular fullback to have the chance to do that, but let him do it. If that's what he's successful at, if he's successful at dribbling down the field and getting a cross in, let him do that. Just Allegri needs to focus on working him and getting him more defensively solid. So those are the pictures I have for this live. I'm going to promote our members group because I see a lot of members in here today. I don't know if we changed the members yet, like the names of the members, but we still got Club, Premium, and Lounge at the different prices. So consider becoming a member. You get different, I don't know, what do you call them, perks for every stage that you have the opportunity to join. And I think if you join the Premium member group, you have the opportunity to win a Pogba jersey at a higher rate than anybody else. And Alejandro, who I don't know if he's still in here or not, Alejandro will be tweeting that out on the Bianconeri Zone Twitter account, how to win the Paul Pogba jersey, the Pogback jersey, the number 10 on our social media accounts. So stay tuned for that. Become a member because you have a better chance of winning the Pogba jersey if you do that. And like this video because Cambiaso will be playing with Paul Pogba very soon, at least in preseason. Zero saying, I see he's physical and aggressive pushing forward, which we lack. Yep. Misak saying, my worry is that on the left side, it's going to be Pogba. You're right, because we're going to need more defensive-minded players on the left-hand side to accommodate Pogba, which is fine because we need Pogba to do his thing. Hopefully the holding midfielder, which is either Locatelli or Zakaria at this point, will be able to manage the workload defensively. But yeah, if he has an engine, if Cambiaso has an engine, I have no idea about his fitness levels. I have no idea, is he like a Lichtsteiner or is he like an Arthur Melo? I have no idea. We'll have to see that when we watch him for 90 minutes. Dog Daddy Davide saying members group for the win. Absolutely. Misak also goes on to say, who as we know will be, he goes on to talk about Pogba. Justin saying, all members are Zaniolhos, whether they like it or not. No. Not true. Liam wants to go to the Ravella Fagioli chat. We'll get into that in a bit. Let me just finish answering these questions or answering the chat, and then we'll move on. There you go. David is saying higher tier. So the $5 tier in the members chat gets you 5 extra chances on the giveaways, and he is the biggest Zaniolho. Okay, they're talking about Okay, and us saying, is Cambiaso defensive-minded or attack-minded? I think he's not good in one-on-one scenarios, but other than that, I think he can keep his shape So I think he can do that. And obviously, when it comes down to it, he'll get in the way of shots. He'll intercept things. He's decent at that. But if he's isolated, like let's say, God forbid, Mbappe goes one-on-one against Cambiaso, I'm scared. Or like primetime attackers, I don't expect him to do well there. But again, he can surprise us. He can get better at it with the proper development at the club. So, and yes, he's better at attacking in the sense that he can bomb down the wing and cross the ball in. Unholy Fun and Sunny don't care about Zaniolo. I'm in your train. I'm in your loop, so I agree. Okay, that's the Zaniolo, or that's the Cambiaso talk. He's coming. He's 99.9% coming. Even if Dragusin says no, because then we'll just fork up the money and pay the money. So that's that. So let's move on to other areas of Juventus. We can move on to what Liam wants to talk about. We can move on to the Ligt stuff, unless that's boring people. Whatever. I'm opening up to the chat, but first let's get into the preseason today that officially started. All the players came back. They all did their medicals. De Ligt was even here. Ramsey was here. Rabiot's here. McKennie's here. All the players are here. I don't think there's one player. I guess no. Kiss has been here, so I think everyone's back. Bonucci's here, so training's probably going to start tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see the how do I want to say this? The give a shit meter on De Ligt. If the give a shit meter on De Ligt is not good, that's even more of a case to sending him out, not ASAP, because we still need the correct amount of money, but we need to get him out of the team quick before it goes on to other players. The lack of care. Because you don't want a bad egg festering and oozing off into other bad eggs, or into making other bad eggs. So, that's all I'm going to say on De Ligt. I saw Ranocchia there as well today. Fagioli's already in camp. Ravella's there as well. So let's get into those three. Liam, what do you want to talk about? Liam wants to talk about all three of them because it's a big deal. Let me scroll. Okay, so you are saying you would rather have Ravella than Fagioli. I think that's what Liam's saying. Let's put that up for debate now because, like I said, preseason starting tomorrow with all the big boys back. We're going to see where Allegri what he immediately thinks about those three midfielders. Because if Ravella's training more with the first team than with the secondary players or second team, then you know whoever's training with the first team more has the upper hand at the start. And then when we go to the USA, that player, whether it's Ravella, Fagioli, Moretti, Ranocchia, I don't think Ranocchia is going to be in that conversation though. Whoever's automatically in that first group, he's going to start those games. He's going to start those games in the States. He's going to start against Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chivas. It's up to those other two to outwork and outplay the guy who makes the first team. Who's going to get the benefit of the doubt to start though? I think it's going to be Moretti, to be honest. Actually, I have no idea because Moretti's going to... I don't know if Moretti's back because he had that tournament that he played in. So I guess Ravella has the upper hand. Because he fills a position of need as a holding midfielder. I don't think Arthur Melo is going to be used at all. To be honest, what Tottenham did this weekend, they left off 4 prominent first team members off their tour. I think they're in Korea. They left off Reguilon, Winks, Tengen Ndombele, and someone else, I forget. I think Juventus should do the exact same with Arthur Melo, Aaron Ramsey, even De Ligt if he's still around at that point. To an extent, we'll see like his attitude, like I said. and other players that are definitely not going to be used in the next season. What is the point of us bringing Arthur Melo or Aaron Ramsey to the U.S.? There's no point. That's the bottom line. There's no point of bringing them to the U.S. So obviously, you'd rather have those young 3 players in the squad going to the U.S. rather than waste of space, Ramsey, Arthur Melo. I want to know what you guys say in the chat as well, if you agree with me or not. Haneen saying only Moretti is not there. Yeah, that's right, because I forgot he was playing in that Euro tournament. I'm not going bald on us. That's just not going to happen. I got moles on my head. BE saying, what are the chances of getting Molina? We are desperately need someone on the right. Danilo and Cuadrado are not good enough. So I think the roster is going through a little bit of an overhaul. I think Cuadrado is going to be more of an attacker this season and being used as a right back sparingly, just out of necessity, if it has to happen. I think when Ligt is eventually sold, which I'm pretty sure he will be, I'm still saying he's going to go to Bayern Munich. When he's eventually sold, I think Nahuel Molina will be purchased along with another center back, and Danilo will be used as a center back and right back. So I think the fullbacks will be Molina, De Chilio, Cambiaso, Sandro. And then Danilo flip-flopping between left back, center back, right back, wherever he's needed. Then the center backs will be Bonucci, guy who replaces Ligt, Gatti, and Danilo. I don't know. That's not what I really want, but that's what I think is going to happen. There's too many rumors swirling around saying that that's going to happen. So I don't know exactly if that's the case, but that's what I think will happen, not because I want it to happen. And then furthermore, that means Rugani has to leave, which is another player who should not be going to the U.S. I'm sorry. That guy should not be going. He needs to leave. Go to Bologna, swap him out with Arnautovic. Just do it. It makes too much sense. Let Bologna pay the salary, and then we'll pay a little bit more for Arnautovic. That's fine, but that needs to happen. But I think Molina, if you get Molina as well as like Molina is very good. I don't know if people understand this. Nahuel Molina is a very good player. I'm not trying to overhype this guy, but he's a very good player. He's capable in the attack and defense, which is key. Like I said, as a modern day footballer, modern day fullback, he's very key to be good at attack and defense. So this is he's a key player to get. Plus, his understanding with Di Maria already is obviously amazing. Not amazing, but it's very good. They have good chemistry playing with the Argentina national team. So it's almost a no-brainer to go and get him. Justin is saying, you know what we haven't heard at all really this Mercato? Juventus can't afford blank because the we have no money line was never true. I think the way we're going about the Mercato is kind of telling you that in its own right, because we got 2 free players. We're getting Cambiaso for 7 mil max. We're doing a weird loan with Roma for Zaniolo, unfortunately. So it's not like we have oodles of money to spend. And then we're going to buy the center back plus Molina with the Ligt sale. So we still can't afford these world beaters if we have to pay a transfer fee. We're not going to spend 60 mil on Milinkovic-Savic because we can't do it. So I don't agree with you there, Justin. I think we're just identifying players that are affordable in our own right. Yeah, sorry. And then people are saying the Moretti thing. I'm sorry. I messed up. My bad. But as Unholy Fun saying, Mamma Mia, not good for him. I agree, because Moretti probably needs a good... He needs to stamp his authority into the team if he wants to stay. Dembrile saying Zaniolo Molina soon. I agree. I think it's most likely going to happen. Zero saying 100% Rovella over Fagioli, which he's better defensively, which we lack in midfield. Yeah, honestly, I think there's 10 players in our midfield at this moment. Let's count. Let's count the midfielders. Who's back and who's on the team? Pogba, McKennie, Zakaria, Locatelli, Rabiot, Arthur, Ramsey, not Zaniolo, Moretti, Fagioli, Rovella. That's 10. We have 10 central midfielders. You need to get 4 at least out. 4. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nick Busutil is saying, I think that's good enough. It's difficult to expect more from this Mercato. Okay. Sania, one of our members, saying, I don't understand the obsession with Koulibaly. We can't waste time on a transfer that's not going to happen and miss out on Bremer. That Bremer ship sailed. I think Nico Scherer literally just tweeted something. Let me take a look. But I'm pretty sure Nico Scherer just tweeted about Bremer when we went live. Inter are working to sign Gleison Bremer. First bid will be for a loan with an obligation to buy. So, he's going to Inter. That's why we should focus everything on Koulibaly. And I don't care what that Giuntoli guy said, the sporting director for Napoli. Bro, Koulibaly's agent literally came to talk to Juventus. So, he's looking for it. Liam doing some FIFA transfers here. 90 to 100 for Ligt, 10 to 15 for Fagioli, Rovella 10 to 20. Then if an offer comes from McKennie, 30 to 40. Like, no, we're not selling all these players. Most of them are, honestly, once we terminate the contract of Ramsey, we might sell one midfielder, and then the other 2 are probably going to go out on loan. Andrew, one of our members, saying, when I think of Molina, I just imagine that 40-yard chip. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I was so scared to read what Justin was saying here because I saw, and then he fixed it at the end. But what world beaters are really out there that are dying to come to Juventus that the club just can't afford? Well, then you're changing your statement because you said you can only spend massive amounts of money on the world beaters. So if they don't want to come, they don't want to come. That's not because the club doesn't have money, or not the club because the club want to spend money. Zero saying Zaniolo is a must. He has the Joker style and positioning way offensively. Okay. I don't want to make this a Zaniolo thing again, but what's his position? It's Dybala 2.0. B1897 saying Cambiaso has almost the same amount of tackles, blocks, interceptions as Theo Hernandez, Alexander Arnold, or Renan Lodi. Because he plays at Genoa. He played past tense at Genoa, where they defend for 65 out of the 90 minutes, or 70 out of the 90 minutes. Drake Schramm is saying, is Moretti in camp? He's late, so he's sorry. Moretti's not in camp. I made that same mistake. I forgot about that he played in the tournament. He's not in camp yet. Haneen's asking, Ramsey should go, or not asking, saying, Ramsey should go play with Bale and Chiellini. Yeah, go. Go. LAFC could be Wales 2.0. Dambrile saying Ramadani wants Koulibaly at Juve. I think yes, because we're going to probably pay him an agent fee that is quite nice. And I don't care because Koulibaly, I want Koulibaly at Juventus. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick right now, so I got to take some deep breaths. Where am I in the chat? Oh no, I scrolled to the bottom. Andrew Finnan saying, how much love can Koulibaly really have for Napoli? I don't buy it. I think that if the stars align, he will come to Juventus. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. He's offered the most amount of money possible from or more money than Napoli is. He has probably has a better chance to win things at Juventus than at Napoli. Like, better than the Coppa Italia is what I'm saying. So, and then he'll get to play with Paul Pogba, Vlahovic, Chiesa, take your pick, Di Maria, Bonucci, instead of, who's on Napoli? Osimhen. Fabian Ruiz. So you know what I mean? The just gap in quality on paper is better now. Liam's speaking a lot today. He's saying, bro, we cannot doubt the talent of Zaniolo. I hate when they say he's injury merchant when he was 2 times unlucky. Okay. No. Don't say that he's 2 times unlucky. Those 2 injuries, yes, you tear your ACL twice, you're unlucky. It's the stuff that comes after. The muscle injuries. All the muscle injuries that happen after it. Okay? So, Liam, I'm not doubting the talent of Zaniolo. I'm doubting what he's produced so far, his actual position, how he will fit into the Juventus team, and the amount of money it's going to cost. Nick B is saying Koulibaly is better than De Ligt. At this moment in time, yes, he's better than De Ligt. At this moment in time. Koulibaly is better than De Ligt. There's the track record. There's the consistency. And obviously, it's quite obvious to look at the eye test. And then Dan's asking me, do I think we'll get Koulibaly? I want to see how this week goes. I want to see the urgency after De Ligt is sold. I want to see what it's like. Because right now, we're putting feelers out. I don't actually think we offered 30 mil to Napoli. Whatever the report was last week, I don't think we actually offered the 30 mil. I think I know we offered the contract, but I want to see what the temperament of the management is at after this week, especially once De Ligt is sold. Sonny is saying, assume we miss out on Koulibaly and Bremer. What's the next realistic best CB in your opinion? I will name the names that reports have been saying. So Kimpembe, Gabriel Magalhaes, Badiashile. Those 3 names have been thrown out there. Light links with Acerbi and Milinkovic from Fiorentina. I think the best option is Kimpembe. Hear me out. It's Kimpembe, but not at 50 mil. Not at 50 million euros. If you had a lesser fee, then if you had to pick if all players were worth 30 million, let's say Kimpembe, Gabriel, Badiashile were all worth 30 mil. I think the option you go for is the younger player in Badiashile, but I think the player you take for right now is Kimpembe. And Gabriel somewhere in between. B1897 saying, I agree with the guys who choose Ravella over Fagioli. He has a lot of potential. Again, I need to see them all playing with the current crop of Juventus players. Who fits in best will determine who stays. And ultimately, that's what matters. I don't care if Fagioli has the best potential. I don't care if Ravella has the best potential. If they fit in and they're playing well where they're at with this club, then that's who's going to play. And I don't really care. Mr. Dax, who would you compare Zaniolo to playing style? I think he's a Wish.com Joao Felix. That's what I think he is. Yusuf saying, I think we should go for Pau Torres if we don't get Koulibaly or Bremer. That's who I wanted this whole summer. Or since the beginning of the transfer window, I said, let's get Pau Torres, or let's at least look at him, but he's not even been in the conversation. I think his release clause is 40 mil, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to Google that. But yeah, I don't know. Someone in the chat, go look at that for me. What's Pau Torres' release clause? But I don't think he wants to come to Serie A either. I think he just wants the Premier League. Oh, Hanin's throwing out an Ali's percentage of Koulibaly to Juve. I think it is... People are going to kill me. I think it's 51-49. He's coming. But that's a good question for everyone in the chat, though. Let's throw that up there. Everyone in the chat, what's your Ali's percentage of Koulibaly to Juve? I'm saying 51. That he's coming. Sonny is saying 25%. Wow. Yusuf just compared Zaniolo to Ozil. I don't agree with that. Lester saying, if Koulibaly joins Juventus, I would be very happy as a fan, but as a person who loves football, I'll be a bit disappointed. Leaving the club that made you a star to join rivals is shocking. We've seen this song and dance before from everywhere around the world, though. Like, if Koulibaly knows what's good for him, and if he wants honors and more prestige to add to his legendary so far career, he has to make the next step. He can't stay. Like, look at Totti. Yes, he's got all these personal accolades, and he's won a World Cup because he was with a very good team. Other than that, I think he won a Serie A, and that's it. Did he win a Serie A? What did Francesco Totti win? That was very good in terms of an honor. Don't be like that. Make that next step. Misak is saying, Misak's bringing up Evan Adiza again from Frankfurt. He had a good season last year. Obviously, he won the Europa League, so good for him. Evan Adiza, he plays in the back three as a left center back. He's decent. He's strong. He's big. He's good in the air. And he's a big bully. You know what I mean? He defends well one-on-one, but is his positioning always the best? No. However, I don't know what he's like in a back four. But Evan Adiza would be a nice shout because he's young enough and he'll probably won't cost us a lot. Unholy Fun's making a grand gesture. No way Ravella will get Champions League spot. Mark my words. Well, it depends on who's on the team, on who's the not final roster, but who's on the squad. If we can't get rid of Ramsey, Arthur, and all these guys, then it's gonna be hard to get rid of or to put Ravella on the Champions League list because they never do that. Hanin's saying my issue for Zaniolo isn't the injuries; it's that he's got. It's that I think his ceiling got lowered after the ACLs. Again, there's lots to say about Zaniolo right now. Andrew Finnan saying there aren't many class registas in the current time. We should look to develop Ravella into the Pjanic Pirlo role. Yeah. Again, whatever we want to do, we got to do. Because we got to get the Deadwood out, and if Ravella is better than the Deadwood, he should stay. But if a 20 million euro offer comes in, he should go. Because you got other players, other center midfielders like Moretti. So, Leo thinks I hate Zaniolo. I don't hate Zaniolo. I hate what it's going to cost and where he's, like, I don't understand why we're going to do, like, positionally, if he's coming in as an 8, no. Just no. If he's coming in as a right winger, you're spending 50 mil on a bench player. So no, like, I don't get it. It's not that I hate the dude. I don't hate Zaniolo. Now we got some of our percentages in. Nick B saying 60%. Wow, he's higher than me. Unholy Fun, minus 200%. Yeah, you might be right. Bun is saying 20%. Yusuf, 45. Mr. 30, just because of De Laurentiis. Yeah. So we're all over the place for Alex percentages. Mr. Dax is asking, what's the better team, Tottenham or Juventus with the current squads? Well, let's go through a list. Is Harry Kane better than Vlahovic? Yeah, I'd say so. Is Son better than Chiesa? When Chiesa's on one leg, I think Son's better. Is Kulusevski better than Di Maria? No. Okay, so they're winning 2-1. Midfield. Bentancur, we literally sold him to get rid of him, so I think Locatelli's better than Bentancur. Yes. Pogba is better than Højbjerg. Yes. So now it's 3-2. And then who else? Zakaria is better than... Pick one of the wingers right now. Perisic. Is Zakaria better than Perisic? I think you can't compare the two, so I don't know. In terms of defenders, Bonucci and at this current time, De Ligt are better than Dyer and who's the other, like Romero. Romero might be better than Bonucci. That's tough. And then I think Szczesny's better than Lloris. So I think we just pip it. Justin makes a good point. He's countering what Lester said about Koulibaly staying at the club. He's saying, who cares? The dreams of players like Del Piero, Totti are dead. Those are fairy tales. Otherwise, this is a business and players make business decisions. Sometimes bad ones if you're Dybala. Unholy Fun wants Gvardiol as a center back. Sonny wants Pau Torres. Oh, Pau Torres' release clause. Oh, wow, I'm really behind in the chat. Pau Torres has a release clause of 55 million. See, here you go. Do you want to sell De Ligt at 80 and get Pau Torres at 55? That doesn't make sense. Norbert saying, I can't imagine Zaniolo in a 4-3-3. Also, hard to imagine Pogba in a 4-2-3-1. What's the plan here? Norbert, you're speaking my language, buddy. You already brought in Pogba. Pogba's a miles better player than Zaniolo. So why would we bring in Zaniolo to change the formation to accommodate Zaniolo and then make Pogba irrelevant like he was? Not irrelevant, sorry. That's the wrong word. Make Pogba less of a player than he could be in a 4-2-3-1 like he was at Man United. Leo's coming back at me saying, making Zaniolo a Wish.com version of anything is harsh. No, it's not. Joao Felix is miles better than Zaniolo. That's a fact. That's just a fact. Yes, he's on a really crappy team, or attack, not an attack-minded team in Atletico. Let him go to a team where he's allowed to do his thing, and you'll see, you already seen with Benfica, he's a baller compared to Zaniolo. Misak is saying that or the defender from Feyenoord, Senesi. Oh, he's not bad. But we're not going to get Senesi to start. So, I want Koulibaly. I don't care. I want Koulibaly. Yeah, and then people are putting what Koulibaly's won with Napoli. It's nothing. So, Dan Brile saying our starting mid this season will be Pogba, Loca, Zakaria. Yeah, we'll see. I think that gives the most balance. We'll see what happens with the rest of the Mercato, but at this point, I see it as that because, again, like I said, most balance. Pogba, do your thing. Loca, Zakaria, defend well, and then push up when you need to. Justin saying Julian is a Wish.com version of Antonio Conte. No, my hair's real. So actually, he's a Wish.com version of me because my hair is good and real. Anthony saying, hey, Julian, what do you think the chances are of getting Koulibaly? So I was asking about Ali's percentages earlier on, and I said 51% that we will get him just because there's been no real... Yes, that Giuntoli guy came out and said, we're not going to sell to Juventus, but the agent already said yes. The agent already met with us. I think this is going one of two ways. Either, like, Koulibaly's leaving Napoli, I'm pretty sure. I don't see where he can stay or why he would stay. Oh, Justin just drops a what's it called? A TSN. No. Oh, sorry, you're ESPN, but the Canadian version is TSN. Tomorrow, there could be a meeting between Juventus and Bayern to talk about De Ligt. So we'll just throw that right there. Yeah, let's get the show on the road. This is why is he even showing up to preseason? Go away. Norbert is saying, I swear Allegri will put Di Maria to the left and Zaniolo to the right in a 4-3-3. Wow, that makes me sad, Norbert. I hope that doesn't happen, or else you're using Di Maria incorrectly, and Zaniolo, I don't need it. Then Justin says, your coaching skills, not hair. Yeah, well, I hope so. He's a freaking licensed, or a UEFA A licensed coach. I got my Ontario, or my Canadian soccer license. I hope I'm a Wish.com version of Antonio Conte. Just like Zaniolo is a Wish.com version of Joao Felix. Okay, here we go. Here's another thing I'll ask the chat, and then I'm going to share my screen in a couple of seconds. But here's one for the chat. What do you think Bayern is going to offer first for De Ligt? What do you think their first offer will be? Do you think they will include counterparts, or do you think they'll offer straight up cash? Because wait, where'd it go? Oh no, it's blank. Is it blank? Huh. Anyways, what do you think the first offer will be from Bayern Munich? Dembrile is saying there could be a meeting. There should be a meeting because this De Ligt saga has to end. I agree 100%, Dan. There's no reason why this... say Bayern Munich, you pay the money, you can get him tomorrow. Or you can get him yesterday. Like, you pay the money, you get him. That's as simple as that. Yusuf is saying, wouldn't be surprised if we played a 4-4-2 until Chiesa comes back with Vlahovic and Zaniolo as the two strikers, and then Pogba left mid. Why? Why are we putting... Pogba left mid did not work at United. Like, why are we doing that? Paul Pogba needs to play left central midfield and a midfield three for him to be successful, like we've seen in the past. Just play to people's strengths. Play to people. You're gonna put Vlahovic on right wing because it fits like that. No, Paul Pogba is a left central midfielder and a midfield three. That's when he's at his best. He won a World Cup with France. He played well with Juventus in that position. Let it run like that. Unholy Fun saying 55 mil. That's Bayern's first offer, 55 mil. Yusuf is saying 80 plus bonuses. You think that's going to be the first? I think somewhere between 65 and 70 million will be their first offer. Somewhere in between Unholy Fun and Yusuf. Anthony saying, is there any possibility De Ligt stays if no team meets our price? We should not get anything less than 95 million euros, in my opinion. What we want and what people are going to offer are going to be completely different. I think obviously in every negotiation you got to meet in the middle somewhere, especially when you're talking about high dollars. I think if it's between 80 and 85, Juventus will sell. Because the book value dictates that they'll make a significant capital gain on the transaction, I think they'll be okay with selling for 80. I know people are going to be like, no, that's not enough, blah, blah, blah. The dude doesn't want to be here. If you get 80 mil, you get the positive economic effect of a lot of money. Regardless of what you think is fair, management's going to be like, yeah, take that. And that's fine. I think that's fine. I'd rather have 5 less million than what he's probably worth than a disgruntled player being here slamming car doors when he gets to Contenassa. I'd rather have that. And then I'd rather have that new center back come in, and instead of drawing out the saga, I'd rather get the new center back ASAP so he can fit in with the rest of the team, so he can hit the ground running August 15th and not drop points in the first 4 games of the season. Last year, we knew Ronaldo wasn't happy last summer. We should have sold him ASAP. What happened? We sold him 3 days before the window. We brought in Moise Kean. Stupid. We dropped points in our first 4 games. We were 18th in the league. Just don't do that again. Sell De Ligt, get 80 million, move on, get your center back in, get team cohesion in, go beat Sassuolo first game of the season. Or no, Sassuolo or Sampdoria. One of those two teams. August 15th, go win your game. There's no need for it to linger on. Just get your 80 million. So more guesses are coming in for Bayern's first offer. Anas is saying 70 plus 15. Yeah, if honestly, if the 10 million, if the bonuses are 10 million are easily attainable, like Bayern win the league, Bayern or De Ligt plays 35 games, yes, do that deal as well. Life's Crazy saying 60 in Nabry. Wouldn't that be a dream? I would take that in a heartbeat as well. KT11 saying there's a rumor of Molina agreeing personal terms with Juventus. Yeah, that's from Nicolo Balice, I believe. What do you think about Molina? And also, should Cambiaso start for Juventus this season? KT, I think I guess you're a bit late, but I'm a really big fan of Molina. He's a very good player. He links well with, well, we know he'll link well with Di Maria already, national team players for Argentina. And I think he can defend well. Individually and as a unit, and I think he can attack well too because he scored 7 goals last year. So Molina, yes for me, approved. And in terms of your Cambiaso question, do I think he should start? Probably, because he's better than Sandro. But do I know him? Do I think Allegri will start him? No. Sani is saying 60 mil, or we get him on free next year. Oh, you're talking about Nabry. He goes on to say, I hope I'm wrong, but we are cornered if De Ligt strongly wants Bayern. No, because he still has another year on his contract. Like, next year there could be more suitors. Again, do I want him to stay disgruntled? No, but if Bayern is maximum offer is 60 million, you keep De Ligt. Sorry. If they offer around 80 mil, you sell him. Simple as that. Dan is saying 70 plus 10. Nick B is saying, in my opinion, De Ligt is not worth more than 90. I agree. Mazio James is saying, yep, take the money and run. I agree. Dan Brilla is saying, Keane will want to stay if we get Zaniolo. Who knows what's going to happen there. They're just for people's references, Keane and Zaniolo are very good friends, which is why they didn't make Euro 2020. And I'll leave it at that. Yusuf is saying, yeah, but in this current market, players like Nunez, Grealish aren't worth their price. They're worth their price because someone paid it. And I think Alejandro and I are on the same wavelength with that, because if someone's willing to pay that price tag, they are worth that price tag. If Jack Grealish had a release clause of 100 mil and a team paid 100 mil, he's worth that at the moment in time. Is he now? No, obviously not. But at the time, he was. BA is saying Bayern will not pay more than 70 mil. Juve will buy Kimpembe for 50 and 20 for another deal. Like I said this earlier, Kimpembe for 50 mil, that's a joke. No chance I like that. Or that's the same. Again, I don't hate Kimpembe. Similar to Zaniolo. I don't hate Zaniolo, but 50 mil is crazy. Justin is saying Moise Keane and Zaniolo about to be lighting up in the back of Cantonassa during practice. Yeah, they're imagine that. Zaniolo's going to get suspended for more of the games than he's going to be able to play in because he'll be with Keane the whole time. So now I'm going to share my screen and show you a current update of what our transfer situation looks like with the addition of Cambiaso. Let me just double click back here. I'll show you my nice little Excel spreadsheet. So we have all of our basically finished transactions in there. You see Federico Chiesa, done deal finally. Put Cambiaso above Pogba, Di Maria, and Kenan Yildiz because he costed money. So you see that there. And then the either or happens in the type 4.5 plus Dragusin, or 7 mil. For anyone who wants to know about Kenan Yildiz, I watched some tape back, and I didn't do a coach's corner because it's not pretty. He's very raw when it comes to dribbling and making decisions with the ball. He gets into a lot of 50-50 tackles after he's done dribbling, and he has a decent long ball. That's all I can say about Kenan Yildiz. Is there a tweet about Cambiaso? Fabrizio Romano's tweeting about the Ligt. He's pretty much tapping in what Romeo Agresti said. Bayern director Hasan Salihamidzic, so our old player, will be in Italy tomorrow, as reported by TZ München. He's going to open up negotiations for Matthijs de Ligt. No issues on contract proposal, but Juventus are still waiting for Bayern and Chelsea's official opening bid. So, no official bid has been made yet. I'll get back to my screen shortly. No official bid has been made yet. So, it's all good. The Pletigol guy, I told everybody on Friday, the Pletigol guy said they're going to offer 55 mil. There's absolutely no chance they're going to do that. They're going to offer, I think, somewhere between 65 and 70 mil. And if they don't, Cherubini or Rubene, hang up the phone right away. If we get to 60 likes, we're going to get Koulibaly. So like the video ASAP. Oh, yeah, and then like Marino said, there's a tweet from Romeo Agresti on Dragusin and Cambiaso, and it is as follows. Chapter for Cambiaso. Tomorrow there is a contact between the agents of Dragusin and Genoa. The Romanian power plant, so the player, has not yet given his okay to the passage under the Lanterna. Okay, that doesn't matter. Cambiaso is still coming. Because we're going to either pay or Dragusin's going to be part of the deal. And that's what's going to happen. So regardless, we'll go back to our spreadsheet and we'll continue on. As an update, there's 51 people in here now. Salihamidzic is coming to Italy tomorrow to negotiate and to offer their first bid for de Ligt. So that's nice. Get that money. You see there, Morata is gone. He's back to Atletico. Chiellini's at LAFC. He was a substitute the other day. Dybala still teamless, jobless. Bernardeschi's on his way to Toronto FC. Frabotta off to Lecce. Di Pardo to Cagliari. De Winter was officially announced today by Empoli on loan. Mary Demiral, as we know, was sold to Atalanta. Mandragora to Fiorentina. Vrioni to the Revolution. Zanimacchia to Cremonese, Barato to Pisa, and Israel to Lisbon. Okay. So that's that. Dembrile saying, who will be our next signing after Cambiaso? Unfortunately, I will have to say it will be Zaniolo. They just got to figure out the rest of it. Like, he literally skipped a game the other day for Roma because he wanted to play, or he complained about a back issue, but he wasn't hurt. So it's a matter of days for Zaniolo. Molina is probably next after that in terms of incomings. And then the center back will be, I assume, the last piece of the puzzle. So if it's Pogba, Di Maria, Cambiaso, Zaniolo, Molina, center back, that's a lot of players. Plus the loanees coming back, Gatti, Rovella, Fagioli. I think that's it. The biggest shock, I'm still surprised that Marliake is still here. I think I don't know. I can't believe that Marliake is still here. I thought they would have sold him right quick. But hey, it is what it is. Anna saying, is Yildiz a good player? I just gave you my opinion on Yildiz. He's raw. It's he'll be a U19 player. He'll play in the Primavera League. He'll play in the UEFA Youth Cup, the same tournament that Sule and Moretti played last year and dominated. So I'm not expecting a lot from Yildiz. I watched some game film. I watched some tape. I'm like, I was going to do a coach's corner, but I was like, nah, this is not worth it. This is not worth it. Let's go on to the chat a bit longer. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay on for. Maybe if something else happens on Twitter, I'll stay on a little bit longer. Mr. Dax is saying, why is Romano not tweeted about Cambiaso but Yildiz? Because Yildiz is actually done. Like, he had his medical and everything. Cambiaso hasn't had his medical yet because we don't know the actual deal and its totality yet. We don't know if Dragusin's going to be a part of it. We don't know if it's just going to be cash. If it's Dragusin's a part of it, we'll know tomorrow. Oh, we'll know tomorrow regardless, because if Dragusin says no to Genoa, we're just going to pay the money. Nick B is saying, I think Zaniolo will be brought in so that Chiesa can come back later on. Then for the next season, he will replace Di Maria if he does well. That probably. So in Nick B's mind right now, he's saying most likely that Zaniolo will be playing left wing in the 4-3-3 with Vlahovic and Di Maria. I mean, yeah, does it fit? Has he done that before? I'm speechless when it comes to where he's going to play. I have no idea. No one can have a formulated guess or a good guess until we see literally the first time he's in training camp, the first time he's playing a game, in a preseason game. Or else we'll have no idea where Zaniolo is going to play. I can't sit here telling you right now, yeah, he's going to play left wing. Yes, he's going to play 4. Yes, he's going to play as an 8. I can't tell you that. I have no idea. And Justin, being the butthurt guy that he is, Zaniolo will take Di Maria's spot when he's done in January. Funny. 8 more likes and we're getting Koulibaly, by the way, just as an FYI to everybody. So get those likes in. What annoys me about the Zaniolo transfer is we were paying too much for maybe a bench. This is one of my biggest gripes as well. Good point from Anas. Very good point. We're getting into the Zaniolo thing again. Is he a midfielder? Is he a winger? If he's a bench player regardless, because any way you look at it, Chiesa, Vlahovic, Di Maria are all better than Zaniolo. In midfield, Zakaria, Locatelli, and Pogba are all better than Zaniolo. Is Zaniolo going to play left back? Because we don't have a left back. Again, who knows what's going to happen? But this is the Cambiaso live, so I can't really poop on left backs here, can I? Wing of Winter saying, you said he can't learn to shoot at 22, but many said he is not enough experienced. Huh? That one left me confused. James Tonin saying, Ligt is a twit. Ligt is a twit. Get him out ASAP. He's lost a great opportunity to lead a storied club. I don't think he will get that at Bayern or Chelsea. Yeah, hey, very good point. Very good point. Again, he looked really annoyed today being there. He slammed the door. Obviously, not to the extent what I'm trying to... don't think worst case scenario when I said slam the door. He just looked annoyed when he was coming into the Cantonasa today. And Salahamidzic, come in, present your offer, shake hands, get the deal done. Let's get another center back in. Let's not drag this out like the Ronaldo thing. Even the Pogba thing 5 years ago, 6 years ago. We sold him in August. Why? Why do we sell him sell him in June? Sell these guys in June. I don't get... I know we didn't hear of Ligt wanting out until the end of June, but still. This doesn't need to be a long, drawn-out process. KT asking about the Kostic situation. I think he's like a backup plan. I don't think... Again, Filip Kostic, yeah, is he a good player? He's a good player, but if we can't get bodies out, Kostic is not coming in. Because if we have, let's think about it for a sec, Zaniolo, Chiesa, Vlahovic, Di Maria. Keane needs to leave if Kostic wants to come in because we'll have Sule as well. If we have 6 players and one of them is a youth player like Sule, then sure. Because we know Sule is going to try... Well, the club is thinking about having Sule as part of the 23-man team. Anthony Francesco saying he won't be a bench player. He's going to find his way onto the field. And it's one season of being a bench player, if anything, so it's not a waste of money. We don't know that. We don't know that, man. It's more of an if than a most likely at this point. Big Z will be Dybala's replacement. Yes, but not on the field. In terms of a luxury player, yes, he will be Dybala's replacement. But Di Maria is Dybala's replacement in a 4-3-3. Justin's trying to convince us all Zaniolo's the number 8 in the midfield. He's not. He's saying people saying Zaniolo doesn't have a spot, like all of our midfielders and Rabiot are going to be healthy all season. He's not a midfielder, bro. He's not. Like, we don't play with attacking midfielders. We don't. We have 3 attacking players. We have 2 wingers and a forward. We don't have attacking. Like, Zaniolo's not an 8. Yes, keep all the receipts. Dembélé saying Bonucci and Koulibaly duo would be fire. Koulibaly's going to have a lot of work to do with Bonucci beside him. Anthony Trimboli saying, who would you rather have? Zaniolo, Keane, Morata, or Kostic? Out of those 4, I think Keane is not even in question in those 4. I think Kostic is a little bit... I think Kostic is behind Zaniolo and Morata in terms of potential and what they could possibly bring. Because, again, Kostic is not a direct left winger either. He's a good player, but he's not a direct left winger in this scenario. Oh, that's tough. Out of those 4, I'd take Zaniolo on 20 mil. But if the price is 45, 50 mil, I'm taking Morata. Christophe Scalé is saying to keep Kostic as a backup plan is just too bad. It is what it is. Like, again, people or the management have different ideas of what they want. Obviously, they really want Zaniolo. So, if for whatever reason the Zaniolo thing falls through, which I don't think it's going to, then I think Kostic will be a Juventus player. Marcus Janssen is saying Sule is quality. He was even part of the Argentina national, the senior squad last year. Yeah, we know that. He's a good player. But again, he can go back flip-flop from the first team to the U23s to get his game time in if he doesn't play. He'll be training constantly with the first team. That's the idea, I believe. And then if he doesn't get game time for a couple weeks, then he'll go play with the U23s. Justin, that's literally what you are saying, though, because you're saying that all the midfielders are going to get hurt and you're going to put Zaniolo in there. Our midfielders, there's 2 8s and a 6. That's it. There's no number 10 midfielder. Zaniolo, if anything, is a number 10 midfielder. He's not a center mid. I'm going to sit here and tell you if he plays in midfield, he's going to go like this and not know what to do in a defensive organized situation. Dan is saying he's not a natural. His natural position is right mezzala. Is it? Because I've never seen him play there in pro. For Roma. Never seen it. If he played there as an 18-year-old, great. It's not here. It's not at the pro level. Got a lot of Zaniolo fans here. Frig, man. Oh, there you go. So Nick B is saying Dragusin will have his general medical tomorrow from Gianluca Di Marzio. So maybe it's not going to happen because it's Gianluca Di Marzio. Anthony's saying, I've been following Zaniolo since his first season in Serie A, and I'm telling you, he can play on the left wing, right wing, and cam. He's super versatile, so not as a Mezzala. And we don't play with an attacking midfielder. So, cool. Anas is saying, you all talk about Zaniolo as if he will play. Trust me, the first match he plays, he will get a strong injury or a red card. Oh my goodness. Knock on wood. I hope he doesn't get another injury. Knock on wood. I hope he doesn't get an injury. Yeah. That's crazy on us. Don't wish for that stuff. I'm pretty sure, didn't Chiesa get a red card on his debut? Or at least his second game? Haas is saying, what about our third signing, Kenan Yildiz? Yeah, I talked about him already. He's not a potential first teamer. He's not. Sani's saying Zaniolo for 50 is insanity. Thank you. No one can guarantee he won't be injured, and even if is not worth that much. We're paying for potential, but that's too much. I agree. This is a Zaniolo topic. It's getting people. Juventus Twitter is divided here. Anthony Guechi saying he's a whole player behind the strikers. He's the support player for the attackers. Maybe he can fit in as a right winger. I don't see where he fits in the rumored 4-3-3 that Allegri desires. Thank you. And then when will Cambiaso have his medical? Sometime this week, I assume. Sometime this week. More people asking about Kostic. I think Kostic is a last case scenario. If we don't get the proper players in, I think he's on standby and we'll pay for him easily. Johans. We'll go Nick B first. I'm not a big fan of Zaniolo. I would prefer if he stayed at Roma for another season and then we get him for like 20 mil next year. But I won't complain if we sign him now. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate the player. There's a lot of negatives compared to his positives. There's a lot of cons to his pros. There's more cons to his pros. That's just the reality of it. His pros are he has potential. What are his cons? Injury record, play style, off the field stuff, yada yada, price tag. Like, oh my goodness. Johans is saying, ironically, Zaniolo is the only player I know that dribbles blindly like Bernardeschi, crashes into players, and then gets injured. Oof. Life's Crazy is saying, management said they want the next Italian star. They already have Chiesa. Leo saying Julian will become Zaniolo's best supporter one day. Listen, not his best supporter. If he does well and he proves me wrong, I will bend the knee to Justin and all you Zaniolo holes. I will. But at this point, there's more cons than pros. And you can't tell me otherwise. DJ saying, do you think next week Zaniolo will become a Bianconero? I think next week a deal will probably come to something. Romeo Gress is saying they'll put the flame tweet that's saying Zaniolo will probably become a member of Juventus. And the week after, before we go on the US tour, he'll have his medical. I think Zaniolo will be on the US tour though. Sani saying he has potential. That is not what we're arguing. We're questioning the fit and the leaked transfer cost. Yes. Sani, I'm on your team, buddy. Don't worry. Anthony's saying it's only because of the ACL injuries. People forget Baggio tore his ACL. Del Piero suffered a serious injury. Not sure what it was. People doubted them when they came back and proved them wrong. Zaniolo's got that potential. He has that potential. Yes, he does. But he's got a lot of cons, like I said. Justin's calling me a CrossFit person. I don't work out, so that's impossible. Anthony Guechi saying, we need center backs and full backs more than anything right now. Forget about Zaniolo. Zaniolo is a player with a profile we need the least right now. Even another center mid would be better to go for. Anthony saying Zaniolo will be nominated for the Ballon d'Or one day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you better have that laughing face. And Dan says he'll be a Juve player on Friday. So this turned into a Zaniolo almost here we go. Instead of a Cambiaso actual here we go. Hasta saying you can't only pay for potential or you're going to get robbed every time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Christoph is commenting on the excitement in my voice. It's a hot topic about Zaniolo. It is. I don't know. There's no other way to put it. I need to see the final. I need to see the final price tag that will be paid. I need to see the payment structure. I need to see the first preseason game where it is not leaked, but like where Allegri's first thought of where playing him is. And I need to see some consistency. Right now, I am not a believer. Again, I don't hate the dude. It is what it is. Anthony Francesco saying, wasn't Chiesa signed based off potential? Wasn't Mbappe signed based off potential? Those dudes had the eye test and the stats to back it up. Chiesa had 11 plus goals as a wingback in Serie A the year before we signed him. Mbappe scored like 20 plus goals for Monaco. So they had some stuff back in the, like exactly like Vlahovic. We bought him on, we spent large on potential, but we knew what we were getting. Dude scored 20 goals in Serie A as a 21-year-old. Last year he was good as well. Darwin Nunez for Liverpool, large sum of money based on potential, scored 30 plus goals last year. Zaniolo doesn't have the stuff to back it up. I'm sorry, he doesn't. He has a couple performances here and there, and that's it. Justin hopes that I'm still in town when the Zaniolo Here We Go is. I hope I'm not. I hope. Actually, you know what? We do have to fight about it. Because it's the biggest, like, again, this is the biggest controversy in terms of Bianconeri's own history. Justin is so up here on Zaniolo. I'm so not there. And then Ali's hasn't really gave his opinion yet, which is weird. He doesn't have a strong... By the way, we're getting Koulibaly, guys. We got 60 likes. Anthony Guechi saying Cambiaso, because it is Cambiaso Here We Go live, actually has a chance to make an impact this year. Not because he's good, but because how atrocious our options are left back. Yeah, as long as he's a steady Sam, then you can't complain. A steady Eddie, we'll say. As long as he's steady Eddie and he doesn't make too many egregious mistakes, he's already an improvement. And that's what I said. Justin was saying, I'll be excited and celebrating the signing, and Julian will be defecating all over it. I think that's good. It's like you're Skip Bayless because you believe the crazy things, and I'm Shannon Sharp and I spread the truth. That's what we'll be. But yeah, you're definitely Skip because you're always wrong. Dan is saying Zaniolo will be my favorite player. He won't be. That's a fact. James Tonin is saying if he is the next one, why would Roma give him up and not build around him somehow? I think it's because of the will of Zaniolo. Zaniolo wants out. He's doing the same thing that De Ligt's doing, basically. So Roma can try their best, but he's eventually going to be a Juventus player. It's pretty certain right now. Anthony and Anas are making a deal in the chat. Bush Pengestu is saying, what about Region? He's leaving. That he'll cost too much as a really bang average left back. If we're spending 30 mil plus, you got to spend on someone who's going to make an absolute difference at left back. So Region ain't that guy. So it is what it is. If Conte's buying Perisic and using Sessegnon over Region, then there's an issue. Oh, there's beef in the chat. Let's keep it good, guys. Giovanni G saying Zaniolo's a gamble, people. He can be Bernardeschi or he can be Kaká. Oh man, imagine if he became like a guy like Kaká. That'd be crazy. And then Justin saying, to be fair, Zaniolo had 7 goals as a second striker this season. It's fine to hone in on only 2 Serie A goals, and Conference League is what it is. But he still scored those. You're right. And Moise Kean still scored 6 goals. Moise Kean scored 6 goals. And we all hate him. Not hate. We all don't think he's good. Mr. Dax saying, why don't we get Sterling? Because he wanted Chelsea. I love Mr. Dax's questions. They're so innocent. And then Hosta saying the thing is we don't play in the Conference League. That's another great point, Hosta. Man, I love the support. I love the no Zaniolo support. Johansa saying I'd rather just take back Dybala with a reduced salary over Big Z. No. That Dybala train's gone. I'm over that. And then Anthony's comparing Ilicic in his top form to Kaká. That's crazy, but like I rate. That's fine. That's your opinion. Dan's asking for Udogi next summer. I hope so. Anthony Francesco is definitely on the Zaniolo train. We should have a separate part of our member section just for Zaniolo stands, just so they can go do a... I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to take that back. They should have their own section, though, and really promote him and just talk good things about him and not see any of the cons about him. Because at least when I argue my point, I give you a pro. But when you guys say stuff, you just are all pro, and there's nothing wrong with Zaniolo. Anthony Trimboli saying Arnautovic, could he be an option? Yeah, he can. Like I said earlier, I know I've been going on for an hour and a half now, but in a swap with Rugani, it makes sense. Even just taking Arnautovic in general, it makes sense. It's like a Fernando Llorente of the past. Big, tall, bulky striker who has an eye for the goal and who'll probably do what Allegri wants him to do. Samuel Bello saying, I hope Chiesa will score lots of goals when coming back on an ACL. I don't know. We'll see. That's a big thing. It's an issue. Justin saying, Moise Kean came in to substitute Ronaldo. Not equal, but he got the playing time. Zaniolo only had 18 total appearances. No, he didn't. Zaniolo played over 30 games in total this season. Jeez. Justin coming out with no facts. Yeah, Justin, and then he's saying the word I was going to say, but I didn't want to say it online. Marcus Janssen saying you guys should make a Discord. We do have a Discord. Become a member, and then you can join our Discord. It's quite easy. I'll just plop it back up there for a second. Talk to Justin about it. He'll get you in. But the question is, Marcus Janssen, are you Team Zaniolo and you go into that little clique, or are you Team No Zaniolo? KT's asking, is it too late to go for Bremer? Yes. Yes, it is. And the Prune says, De Winter, any good? Yes, De Winter is good. He's going to go to Empoli, and he's going to go showcase his talents in that club. I don't know if he'll start. I think that was a big discussion on our Discord today. Misak, one of our members, was asking about that and talking about that. And I think Empoli is a team that does play their youngsters, so I think it's a good spot for him. Yeah, Justin, you should just join to argue. But I thought it was a Cambiaso live, so I didn't really, I didn't know. I didn't know that, I didn't even know you were available. I thought it was Sunday. You got to be doing other things. Dan Barile saying, Momblano said Koulibaly to Juventus 80%. All right. He's not coming. I switched mine to 20%. I'm changing my allies percentage. And then one of our members, Andrew, is saying, does anyone in Italy even want Dybala anymore? Not at the price that he wants currently. Marcus is Team BZ, or Team Big Z. You should be Team BZ as well. Come become a member. Let's talk in the chat and our Discord. Okay, Justin, you know what, man? You're talking about 20 minutes on as a sub. Moise Kean played like 16 games this year for 3 minutes. Or like playing time. Let's go. We're going to compare right now. You know what? Get out of here. I'm done. We're going to compare Moise Kean and Zaniolo. And I'm going to send it to you in our group chat. So where? Oh, we played a Premier League game this year? Crazy. I didn't know that. So Keane played even less than Zaniolo and scored 3 more Serie A goals. So there you go. Again, guy that you didn't think was good this year. Scored 3 more Serie A goals than Zaniolo. Played way less than him. So Armand is saying Zaniolo is better than Raspadori. Holy smokes. What is going on here? Justin saying Moise Kean came on and missed 4 goals point blank. Yeah, and I bet you Zaniolo did the same thing, but you didn't watch him every game. You watched Kean every game. Oh my goodness. This is nuts. Where are we comparing here? Give me this. Closed. Don't give me the ads. Get out of here. No, get out of here with these players. I don't care about Beto. No. Get Beto out of here. Get Bio out of here. Who's Boulay Da, Borja Glaze, Jamie Vardy? Get out. Where's Nicolo Zaniolo? This season. They're the same age. I guess that makes sense because they're buddies. Oh my goodness. They had... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Moise Kean. Look at this. If you don't rate Moise Kean, how do you rate Nicolo Zaniolo? Minus 2.8 expected goals conversion rate for Zaniolo. Plus 0.9 for Kean. Where else? What else do we want? Passing. Keane's better at passing. Statistically speaking. Pass types doesn't matter. Goal shot creation. Yeah. Yeah, Zaniolo leads in shot creation because he's more of a dribbler and he creates his own shot. Fair. Defensive actions don't really care. Playing time. Way more starts than than Keane. Look, 23 starts to 12. And he had more goals. Eye test, bro. Was Roma that much worse than Juventus? Anyways, we can get on that debate after. Yeah, he's always going to have a pivot. There you go. There you go. I'm going to put that right there for everyone to see. But let's go off the track here. It was a Cambiaso live. Let's put some Cambiaso stuff again. Done deal. Confirmed by Nico Schira. This was yesterday. He's going to sign for 4 years, $1 million per year. Obviously, they can renegotiate the contract whenever they want to make it more. But as it stands right now, $1 million is a good price to pay per season for this player. It's going to be a €7 million total fee to Genoa unless Dragusin accepts. If Dragusin accepts, then it'll be like 4.5 plus Dragusin. But this will be decided tomorrow because Romeo Agresti tweeted today. Di Marzio tweeted today about it. I'm pretty sure Nico Schira as well. So there you go. Marcus Jansen's talking about Cherubini wouldn't be targeting Zaniolo if he didn't have some serious... Again, let's talk about Cambiaso again, because this is not a Zaniolo live. Anas is asking how much time left. I'm going to get off soon because this is getting off the rails right now. Zaniolo's going to be a future TFC player. So there you go. With that, if we just culminate with the Cambiaso, here we go. He is coming. I think he'll be a Juventus player sometime this week. So stay tuned. Click the bell icon to stay notified for all the Juventus stuff on the Bianconeri Zone for all of our latest videos. Oops, kicked my table. Follow Bianconeri Zone on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Bianconeri Zone for all the latest updates on there. That's when you'll probably hear about the Cambiaso news first. And probably the Zaniolo news, and probably the De Ligt news. Lots of stuff happening in this future week. I will be gone Thursday and Friday, so you can listen to Justin's pro Zaniolo stuff. And maybe he has an opinion on Cambiaso, or is it just Zaniolo? We'll find out. With that, follow myself at Gennady151 on Twitter. Follow Justin at Justin Sofro, and follow Alejandro at AlejandroBZ. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to put in your last likes. We'll see you next time. Ciao.